Okay, so by now you probably have heard of the new Scooby Doo show titled Velma that premiered on HBO Max. It's a wildly different take on the Scooby Doo characters that we've all grown up loving, not only changing their skin color, races, and personalities, but also letting them be foul-mouthed, sexually explicit, a murderous mystery plot where people are dying on screen, going as far as to taking a jab at my boy Fred and giving him a small dick joke.
Not now, Daft. Jeez. I haven't finished going through puberty yet. I'm a late bloomer.
And clearly, this is exactly what Scooby-Doo fans in the world has been missing. That's why it's become the #1 animated show on HBO Max as soon as it premiered. And well, even before watching the show, are already seeing a lot of the immediate hate because they didn't like that certain characters just looked very different because of their skin tones. I think a rated R take on the Scooby-Doo world is such a good idea. I grew up watching so much Scooby-Doo in my life, from the classic cartoons that were early on to even the show where Shaggy was wearing the red shirt. I remember that one. That red shirt would piss me off. I'd be like, where's your green shirt, Shaggy? It's not laundry day. My main Scooby-Doo was a pup named Scooby-Doo. That's the one I have the most memories with, turning it on, watching it every morning. That was my freaking jam. I'm never one to gatekeep my childhood and say, Hollywood, don't touch it, don't make it dirty and nasty. No, keep it innocent. I'm way past that, man. I'm hyped for the upcoming Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey movie where Winnie the Pooh and Piglet are gonna kill some people. I not only sat down and watched a Grinch horror movie where he kills Cindy Lou Who's mom, I dressed up like the Grinch celebrating that movie. Go ahead and sexualize them. It's an animated form, even better.
Does Samuel L. Jackson like anime?
Yes, I do. Hentai too.
Heck, I think I've already seen a sexualized version once or twice before.
Well, let me see your notes. Nothing. Why is it wet? And it smells like...
And with Scooby-Doo, heck yeah, that's what's been missing. Some blood, some foul-mouthed speaking, characters dying, real suspense. Like, they're literally a gang solving mysteries of people who dress up in very elaborate costumes to get away with some sort of scheme, usually dealing with real estate or trying to earn someone's wealth. I always thought murder was missing in the Scooby-Doo world. This was the chance for you to give that to me. So I was actually looking forward to sitting down, hitting play on those 2 episodes, maybe fall into the minority going, it's not that bad, y'all, you need to give it a chance. It's that bad, y'all. Do not give it a chance. Say your jinkies and leave the room. Being completely real and not even joking around with you guys, I almost didn't even want to make this video because something like the Velma show just draws out the cockroaches of the internet in the world. Some of you level-headed, smart, intelligent people know exactly what I mean. When you have a movie, a TV show, a project where they do some race swapping, or they're brave enough to introduce some gay characters, bisexual, something like that, you know there's gonna be those people that get furious, they get so angry. They hide behind their words like woke and agenda, like it doesn't actually translate to I'm misogynistic, homophobic, and a racist. We know your loophole, it's not working, y'all. But the frickin' Velma show is like 1 in the millionth time I'm finding myself siding with these people. Someone grab a gun and shoot me!
Yes.
I hate with a passion that type of content on YouTube. The ones who put those thumbnails that just say woke agenda, put the same screaming girl face, and then milk something they have little to zero interest in for like 10 to 20 videos because a lot of you love hate watching things. You're willing to give them those clicks and be there like, yeah, how could they ruin Velma and Scooby Doo, a show I haven't thought about or watched since I was 2. Those people do not care about Velma, the Little Mermaid, She-Hulk. No, they care that you're angry enough to watch them for 8 to 10 minutes and buy them a new Ferrari. And with the show Velma, it feels like the writers and creators of this show specifically also hate with a passion those type of people, so they purposely made a show with buzzwords that would make them mad, situations that would infuriate them, and just made the whole show revolve around that, regardless of the care and need for the characters, the story, or even giving something entertaining to the people. One of my many issues with Velma is just that all the characters I grew up loving and liking are just unlikable here. Why would I want to watch several seasons of a show with them? Mindy Kaling's interpretation of Velma is not a smart, intelligent girl that is obsessed with wanting to solve mysteries. In the show, she comes off more selfish, self-deprecating, and nowhere near as intelligent as the Velma we know and love.
Yes! And I don't want to do our math homework together. Just email me your answers like always.
Daphne's, of course, the pretty popular girl who's actually dealing drugs, branded as the Candy Man.
Candy Woman.
Daphne, why would you deal drugs? You're beautiful and popular.
And really, don't even get me started on Fred, cause can we retire this trope of white man bad? Lately, there has been that awkward trend where anytime you have a diverse cast, the white man is usually the bad person. And Fred here, because they kept him white and rich, he's that. There's even a whole sequence where they turn him into Adolf Hitler. And reminding you, although I look mayo white, I'm Mexican, I'm Hispanic.
Hey, Fred.
Do I know you?
It's Velma from school. You cheat off me in Spanish because you think I'm Mexican.
In fact, I think the most likable character of the show is Norville, aka Shaggy. And yes, that's always been Shaggy's real name, but he's never liked the name Norville, so he goes by Shaggy. Here they call him Norville because he's not really Shaggy at all. This is just a man that stole Shaggy's clothing, put them on, and then started hanging out with people that look like Scooby Doo characters. They had an Easter egg thrown in there where his father looks exactly like Shaggy. A great joke that you can give us a faithful interpretation, but just decide not to do it. And when I mean faithful interpretation, I don't mean that their ethnicities need to match what I've always seen the Scooby Doo gang to look like. No, if anything, the Scooby Doo gang has always been diverse, just more in its personalities. It was made up of a bunch of people you would never think would actually be a group of friends solving mysteries together and having a business. Very much like a Breakfast Club situation. It's just conflicting personalities that end up getting along. And this was done at a time where it was as diverse as it gets. So knowing that Scooby-Doo has always played into diversity, different personalities, different takes on how people act, I don't mind them also implementing new ethnicities to that, but it's also like, why strip them away of their character traits? When you look at something like the Batman, where they race swapped Jim Gordon from the classic white guy at the police department into a black man played by Jeffrey Wright, his entire identity didn't become I'm black now or social commentary. It just became Jim Gordon is a great honorable cop, so I'm going to play a great honorable cop. But with Velma here, it just feels like their identity politics is all they want to talk about and not the actual mystery at hand, because there are some cool things that Velma tried to do, like for one, the origin of how she got into mysteries and why it kind of haunts her. They explain that in her childhood, her mom really got her into mysteries, so much so that as she was growing up, she started doing more around the house, and one day she found her Christmas presents. It devastated little Velma because she thought she ruined Christmas and her parents' hard work to get her presents that she was going to be surprised for on Christmas Day. So in turn, her mom decided to go out that same night and buy her one more Christmas present so that she would at least have a surprise under the tree. Having the actions of Velma lead to her mom going missing, and that's where the show kind of takes off, trying to figure out, where is her mom? Did she go missing? Is she dead? Is she alive? And then almost immediately in the show, they gave us a different turn of events where it turns out Velma was just a crappy kid and the mom might have just run away. You had like a silver lining of good character development and origins, but you tossed it aside to poo-poo on the characters we love. Like, I just don't get why they think that's fun for us to see. These characters you love, you grew up watching, you think they're awesome. What if they were crappy people? And don't get me wrong, crappy characters can work as the main characters. BoJack Horseman, Breaking Bad, Walter White. You can have a self-destructive, egotistical person as your main character, but your story's gotta be good. It's like literally one of the first things you say in the first episode.
The only hook a good show ever needs is good storytelling.
The show's also just not very funny to me. The constant referential to itself being a TV show, breaking the fourth wall.
See, now if this was a show, it'd be super hot if you two kissed.
Minorities on TV can only deal drugs to escape poverty. I thought lesbians were good at solving crimes. It's like the one positive stereotype perpetuated by cop shows.
According to TV, it's morally okay to deal drugs if your life is just kinda crappy.
Over-explaining the joke or just hitting some of the most obvious Scooby-Doo type jokes out there with Shaggy, like,
it has something to do with drugs, which I hate.
We've already seen better versions of this done in the James Gunn written Scooby-Doo movies.
I'm Mary Jane.
Like, that is my favorite name.
Really?
Yeah.
We had our sexualization of the characters we grew up watching. Inappropriate humor.
Hey, I can look at myself naked.
It's just so funny to me how badly I think they dropped the ball on this one that I find myself siding with a group of people on the internet I despise. Warner Brothers to me just really doesn't know how to use their IP characters. Like, we had Scoop come out, they tried making an MCU style Hanna-Barbera characters all in one kind of movie. I did not enjoy it. The one aspect of that movie that worked was when they were kids solving a mystery, having a little fun there, so they were gonna make a movie about that called Scoob Holiday Haunt, where they'd be kids again solving one of their first mysteries around the Christmas season, and they canceled that finished movie as a tax write-off the same way they did Batgirl, a movie we may never see. We've been begging for a new live-action adaptation for the longest time. Bring back the original cast if you have to. You don't need to explain to us why Scoob the dog lives on to be 40 years old. We'll accept it. Instead, they drop this on our plate and expect us to go, yeah, more of this, please. But look, I'm not going to shame you if you actually enjoy the show. I have been seeing some comments of people that think it's really funny, that they think it is a good interpretation of the Scooby Doo characters. I'm happy for you. I was open to wanting to like this show, thinking it's a cool direction for the characters, and it was just painful to watch. I don't think I'm going to watch another episode. I'm not even going to make another video on this topic, because that's what I do with things I hate. I talk about them once, I get out all my feelings, and I don't milk it for views, just because I know there's a lot of other angry people that will love to see this 10 to 15 times. This is where I throw it off to you guys. What did you think of the Velma show? If you are someone that liked it, please, I would love to know what you found redeemable or enjoyable about it. The animation was nice. And if you're someone that hated it, please let me know all the things you think they did wrong with the Scooby Doo franchise. And I think everything, be sure and like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, right rare.